the young and the restless spoilers shock. Welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a beautiful day to dive headfirst into the absolute madness of our favorite Genoa City residents. Grab your iced coffees and strap in, because we are about to unpack some seriously explosive drama together. Let us get right into it. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing immediately. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now, because my soul has actually left my body and is currently hovering somewhere above the ceiling fan. I am literally filming this while I'm running errands, dodging people in the grocery store aisle, because I just had to jump on here and vent. I cannot even process the sheer, unadulterated, cinematic mayhem that just unfolded on our screen. I am personally offended, totally unwell, and simultaneously living for every single second of this absolute dumpster fire. Send help. My brain is buffering. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what Victoria Newman and Kyle Abbott just did. Like, bestie, be for real right now. Are we hallucinating? Is this a fever dream? Because the stakes are astronomically high, and I am straight up spiraling over their choices. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Let me catch my breath. Okay, so picture this. Kyle Abbott, looking like a total snack, but acting like an absolute clown, is just casually existing in Victoria Newman's orbit. We all know they have been playing with fire. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on. We literally just saw them swapping spit in Jack's Jabbo office, which is honestly so unhinged. But fast forward to the main event. Kyle is snooping. Why is he snooping? Who knows? It is Kyle Abbott. He has zero boundaries and a sense of entitlement the size of the athletic club. He is rummaging around, and he stumbles upon a manila folder. And not just any folder, guys. Victoria Newman's personal, highly confidential medical records. I literally had to yeet my phone across the room when he opened it. I was mid-skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug. I was so gagged. He opens the file, his eyes scan the page, and boom, pregnant. Victoria is pregnant with Kyle's baby. I am hyperventilating. The camera zoomed in on his face, and you could practically see the gears turning in his head. The sheer cinematic drama of him standing there, holding this piece of paper that holds the power to completely detonate Genoa City, was top-tier television. I was screaming at my screen, telling him to put it down and walk away, but no. Kyle has to read it. Kyle has to know. Kyle's face, when he reads the medical jargon on that paper, genuinely, it was a masterclass in delusion. He is instantly overjoyed. Like, this man goes from 0 to 100 in a millisecond. He is literally standing there, probably smelling like expensive cologne and bad decisions, grinning like he just won the lottery. In his head, he is already planning the baby shower, picking out little designer onesies, and picturing this beautiful blended family. He legitimately thinks this unborn child is going to be the magical bridge that finally unites the Newman and Abbott families. He thinks this baby is going to end the decades-long blood-soaked feud between Victor Newman and Jack Abbott. Oh, Kyle, sweet, naive, arrogant, foolish Kyle. Let us really dissect Kyle's psychology here, because we are invested. Kyle is a man who is constantly trying to prove himself. He wants to prove he is a good father to Harrison. He wants to prove he is a worthy son to Jack. He wants to prove he is a better man than Victor Newman thinks he is. This baby was his golden ticket. It was his chance to create something pure out of all the toxic sludge that coats Genoa City. He probably pictured Harrison holding a little baby sibling in the Abbott Mansion nursery, completely ignoring the fact that the child's grandfather is Victor Newman, a man who literally just kidnapped Jack and nearly got him killed. Kyle is so desperate for a fresh start, so desperate for a win, after all the trauma with Diane being ambushed by Dr. Markham, that he has completely lost his grip on reality. And do not even get me started on the vibes of this scene. The lighting was giving major moody thriller, and the paper of the medical record looked so thick and expensive, like, of course, Victoria Newman's medical records are printed on 80-pound cardstock. Do you think she uses a specific font? Probably Garamond or Helvetica if she is feeling modern. I bet the clinic she goes to has sparkling water in the waiting room and plays classical music. Wait, I am glitching. Okay, back to the main event. The point is, Kyle is holding this expensive piece of paper, and he is straight up romanticizing the entire situation. He genuinely believes that this is his epic love story beginning. But then the door opens. The temperature in the room literally drops by 50 degrees. Victoria Newman walks in, and guys, she is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with her, but also I bow down to the Ice Queen. She walks in looking immaculate, not a single hair out of place. She sees Kyle holding her medical file, and does she panic? Does she cry? Does she gasp and drop her designer handbag? Absolutely not. She looks at him like he is a slightly annoying stain on her expensive rug. Kyle rushes over to her, all puppy dog eyes and toxic hope, basically vibrating with excitement. He starts rambling about their fresh start, about how this child is a miracle, a way to heal the wounds between their families. He is practically writing their wedding vows right there in the office. Victoria just stares at him. I am literally clutching my chest right now because the second-hand embarrassment was lethal. She looks him dead in the eye and coldly, ruthlessly, flawlessly shuts him down. She tells him that their little hookups, their passionate kisses, were nothing but a fleeting impulse, a mistake, a momentary lapse in judgment. She straight up calls their romance a passing whim. Kyle's smile just slowly slides off his face, and I felt my own soul shatter into a million pieces. She did not just reject him, she eviscerated his entire fantasy in under 10 seconds. It was cinematic mayhem, a high-octane psychological masterpiece of cruelty. And then Victoria drops the real logic, which honestly is so unhinged but also makes complete sense. She tells him there is absolutely no way she is bringing a child into this world to be used as a pawn in the endless, exhausting, toxic war between Victor Newman and Jack Abbott. And honestly, point for Victoria, because we all know Victor would absolutely weaponize this baby. He is already using Billy's Chancellor takeover lawsuit to threaten Jack. Victor literally just marched up to Jack to deliver a stern warning and reignite their feud. Can you imagine Victor finding out that his daughter is carrying an Abbott heir? The man would spontaneously combust, or he would immediately start drawing up legal documents to strip Kyle of all parental rights. Victoria knows this. She knows her father is a ruthless dictator who would turn this innocent child into a chess piece. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but can we just pause and think about the absolute disaster that is this family tree? If Victoria and Kyle had a baby, that child would be Claire's half-sibling. But Kyle used to date Claire, and Kyle was married to Summer, who is Victoria's niece. So this baby would be Summer's cousin, but also her ex-husband's child and Claire's sibling, but also the child of Claire's ex-boyfriend. My brain is literally melting out of my ears. This is too much. This is advanced calculus level soap opera lore, and I am too unwell to map it out. Did I say that yet? My brain is mush. Moving on. So Victoria's laying out all this logic, right? But Kyle is still trying to fight it. He's like, we can protect the baby. We can stand up to our fathers. We can make this work. He is clinging to this delusion with everything he has. And that is when Victoria drops the nuclear bomb. The absolute world-ending tea. She looks at Kyle, face completely devoid of emotion, and tells him she has already booked an appointment at the clinic. She is terminating the pregnancy. She is getting an abortion. I literally stopped breathing. I paused the television. I had to walk laps around my living room. She did not consult him. She did not ask his opinion. She just handled it like it was a 2 o'clock boardroom meeting that she needed to schedule. The sheer shock on Kyle's face, you guys, it was devastating. All of his arrogance, all of that smug, entitled Abbott energy that he usually carries around, gone, completely wiped out. He realizes in that exact moment that the woman he thought he was falling for, the woman he thought he could build a life with, is actually an impenetrable block of ice. She is a powerhouse who does not care about his feelings, his dreams, or his desperate need for a fresh start. Victoria is a Newman through and through, and she protects her peace and her empire first and foremost. Kyle is just standing there, utterly broken, realizing he has zero control over this situation. But then the shock turns into pure, unadulterated fury. Kyle is genuinely losing his mind. He starts raising his voice, and the argument escalates into this frantic, desperate confrontation. He is begging her, demanding that she stop, asking how she could make a decision like this without him. He is screaming that this is his child too, and you can see the desperation clawing at him. He is terrified of losing this baby, but he is also terrified of how powerless he is. He is a man who is used to getting what he wants. He is an Abbott heir, but against Victoria Newman, he is nothing. He is just a boy throwing a tantrum in the face of a corporate titan. Victoria does not even flinch. She is standing there, probably wearing a stunning power suit. Was it navy? I think it was navy. Wait, no. Maybe charcoal gray? Honestly, the tailoring was impeccable, but I digress. She stands her ground. She tells him it is her body, her life, and her choice. She is not going to be tied to him forever, and she is certainly not going to give Victor and Jack another reason to tear each other apart. She is acting like this is the most logical, emotionless business transaction of her life, and it is driving Kyle absolutely feral. He cannot comprehend how she can be so detached, so clinical about something that has completely shattered his world. I am literally hyperventilating right now just thinking about it. Send help. This specific betrayal feels like a personal attack on my soul. Like I have been watching Kyle spiral since the whole Diane kidnapping trauma, and I really thought this taboo romance with Victoria was going to be his weird, twisted saving grace. But instead, it is just another massive trauma being piled onto his plate. I am so emotionally invested in this mess that I feel like I need to go to therapy just to process their argument. I am clutching my pillow, screaming into the void, because how are we supposed to wait for the next update? And let us look at Victoria for a second. She has been working overtime as the family peacemaker. She has been dealing with Nikki's health crises, Nikki's blindness, Victor's endless vendettas, Nick's terrifying drug relapse with that mysterious Marie Kirkland woman, at the motel. Victoria is exhausted. She does not have the emotional bandwidth to raise an Abbott baby while her father is literally threatening Jack with Billy's Chancellor lawsuit. She knows that if she goes through with this pregnancy, her life will become a living hell. Victor would never accept the child, or worse, he would try to take the child and mold it into a weapon. Victoria is choosing herself. And honestly, as much as it hurts Kyle, I kind of respect the absolute ruthless boundary she is setting. She is refusing to be a victim of her family's generational trauma. I am calling it right now. The villain arc is about to go nuclear. Kyle is not going to just let this go. He is too angry, too hurt, and too Abbott to just walk away quietly. Is he going to try and sabotage her appointment? Is he going to run to Jack and tell him everything, sparking a massive family war? Or worse, is he going to tell Victor? Imagine if Kyle goes to Victor Newman and says, "Your daughter is pregnant with my child and she is getting an abortion." Victor would absolutely lose his mind. He would probably buy the clinic just to shut it down, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no way this stays a secret. The fallout is going to be biblical. Kyle is going to spiral so hard. We already saw him make a dangerous deal with Patty Williams in jail just to get revenge on Victor. If he loses this baby, he is going to go completely off the rails. He might actually team up with Patty again or do something even more unhinged. He's a wounded animal right now, and Victoria just backed him into a corner. I genuinely fear for what he is going to do next. He is screaming at her, asking why, begging her to stop, telling her she cannot do this, and she is just looking at him like a closed door. The visual of him breaking down while she stands tall is going to haunt my nightmares. It is giving major Shakespearean tragedy vibes. And what about Diane? If Diane Jenkins Abbott finds out about this, she will actually lose her mind. She is already completely traumatized and paranoid from being ambushed by Dr. Markham and held hostage by Patty Williams. If she finds out her precious son Kyle got Victoria Newman pregnant and that Victoria is just throwing the Abbott heir away like yesterday's trash, Diane will go on a warpath. She already hates the Newmans. She already hates Victor for manipulating the situation. Diane and Victor teaming up to betray Jack was one thing, but this involves her grandchild. Diane will absolutely explode, and I am here for every single second of the screaming matches that are bound to happen at the Genoa City Athletic Club. Besties, I am straight up exhausted. My throat hurts from screaming at my television. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. The sheer audacity of Victoria Newman, the absolute devastation of Kyle Abbott, the looming shadow of Victor and Jack's war. It is too much. We are witnessing a psychological thriller unfold in real time. I need you all to sound off in the comments because I cannot carry this burden alone. Will Kyle convince her? Will Victoria go through with it? Will Victor find out and destroy everything? My grip on reality is slipping. Until next time, stay chaotic, stay invested, and pray for Kyle's sanity because he is officially losing it. Bye.